It's that time of year again where you need to be thinking about getting your bike ready for the winter. So we've come to Chevin Cycles today to meet with Paul. He's going to give us some tips and advice on what to do to get your bike ready for those tough conditions in the winter roads. I'm here with Paul, workshop manager from Chevin Cycles. Got my winter bike. Paul's going to give us some tips and advice on what to do to get your bike ready for the road for the bad weather that's coming.
So we've got Matt's winter bike here, so what we're going to do is a quick check over just to make sure that everything's working as it should do, and if we need to do anything more to what it is. So first thing we want to do is just what they call an M check. So basically we start at the bottom, make sure that the wheels turn nicely, the actual rims themselves are reasonably flat, especially with a rim brake. If it's a disc brake, you don't need to do that. Check the brake pads, make sure there's plenty of life back in those. Then we come up to the headset, give it a quick twist. As you can hear with this one, it's actually got a little bit of grating, so that's going to need to come in and actually get serviced, or some new headset bearings putting in. Then we can work his way across, make sure that the saddle's already all nice and tight. This is actually in the correct position. We'll have a quick move of the bottom bracket, make sure that's actually no movement in that and it's spinning quite nicely. Next one would be a quick press, make sure that that works. Then we come to the back wheel. As you can see, it's actually running quite nicely. So we're doing with that. Again, we're going to check the brake pads on the back, make sure that there's plenty of meat in these. Unfortunately, these do actually need changing. And then we're going to have a look at the rear derailleur. So what we'll do with that is just give it a quick move through it, make sure that it actually works quite nicely, and then make sure that the cables release and it goes up and down as it should do. You can do the same with the front derailleur to make sure that that does as it should do. And then we'll pull the brakes just to make sure the cables are running freely and the brakes are actually working properly.
So we're going to have a look at this Trek Domane, and Paul's going to give us some tips on what to do to bring this bike basically up to speed to be able to ride in the winter months if you don't have a winter bike that you can just go and grab from the garage.
One of the things I'd like to suggest is basically winter tyres. These tyres are basically Bontrager AW2s. They have a lot more tread in there to be able to remove the water from the path, as it makes it a little bit easier. So then we go on to mud guards. Not all bikes will take a full guard. We generally like to fit a proper fixed full mud guard before on a bike, but not all of them do. The Domane will take one, but some of the other ones won't. So we do suggest a clip-on guard, which actually will clip on the stays just here and just here, down at the front. It will give you most of the coverage that you need, and then basically that's from there. The full guard, which is this one, which basically will fit permanently on your bike and you can take it off in summer when you want to. Also, this time of year, weather's a little bit horrible, it's usually quite grey around, so what we do tend to suggest is having lights on front and rear. As long as you can be seen, basically it makes it a lot safer for yourself.